team?
So we are in Glasgow at the CCA, which is we're in the creative space when we really shouldn't be. And I'm with John Costa as always, and we are doing the Citizen Really intern training at the moment. And John, who flew up this morning at 7 a.m, is going to tell us a little bit why he's here and what he's planning and how he's going to get involved with Citizen Really.
Right. Yeah, well, we're covering the torch relay when it comes to Leicester on Monday the 2nd of July and Tuesday the 3rd of July, and we've got an event as well in Abbey Park, like one of the live events. So we've been doing quite a lot of work around that and a lot of planning how to use our community reporters as part of our Community Media Centre 2012 project. And so really today it's about coming up to Glasgow to speak to the interns that are on the Citizens Relay project to cover the 7 days when the torch is in Scotland. It goes across Scotland at the beginning of June, and kind of share some of our experiences around planning and the logistics of how many people you're going to need, things like equipment, power, toilets, access to Wi-Fi, all that kind of interesting stuff, if you like. And it's not just about standing there and watching the torch go past. If we're going to capture it properly, it's about making sure people are in the right place at the right time. How do we move them about, and how do we leapfrog them and stuff. So I've just been sharing some of that experience as well, and obviously running Citizens Eye for the last 4 years and covering protests like EDL and UAF and then Skyride and things like that. So it's been an interesting morning, yeah. And now we're in the afternoon and they're in there planning their individual little 2-day segments of the torch.
It's going to be quite interesting because on Friday I'm back in Leicester and both of us are going to be involved in the trial torch relay. Leicester to Peterborough is the route they've decided to test it.
Yeah, it's an 80-mile route, and apparently they said that it's the one that most accurately reflects all the kind of twists and turns, I suppose is the best way of describing it, of the torch as it goes around the whole UK. Is it 8,000 miles or
so they say
8,000 people or whatever it is? Sometimes they're just mind-blowing. These statistics are hard to keep in your head. But I think it leaves the National Space Centre at 12 minutes past 7 on Friday morning, so we aim to be there and kind of capture that. I've been talking to the police about it as well. I know the guy who's in charge of the actual torch relay when it comes on Monday the 2nd of July. We're doing a lot of Citizens Eye's been doing a lot of training with the police around Twitter and stuff. So we've been talking to them about how we can then sort of work with their sort of community neighbourhood beat officers and stuff as they're manning the route, if you like. So we have sort of young reporters and older reporters and people of different backgrounds from all our different news agencies. Like the Homelessness News Agency, for example, the Down the App guys, we've been doing a lot of media training with them, or this could be, the 2nd of July, it's a real live event. And pretty much we've changed the way Citizens Eye looks to have volunteer community reporters, away from being involved with us all the time to getting involved because of an event that's coming up and then having a training session or a day around that and then doing the event. And if people want to stay involved, great, but if they just want one-off experience, then we can do that. So it's been sharing all those experiences with these guys. So that's what's been quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm quite excited to see what happens on Friday, and it'd be really useful, I think, in terms of a citizen really, in terms of reflecting back on that. So I think it'd be a really useful
It's been really nice as well because we've got priority status from the City Council for our CMC 2012 project. So we've been to some briefings and sort of we're acknowledged up there with the torch relay and all that, the things that we're doing. So it's been great. We managed to get sort of a little bit of a low-cog branding from the City Council that's going to come down to some media points and stuff for us, which is brilliant. But also they've officially asked us now to sort of capture and archive the torch in Leicester when it comes, and also to interview on behalf of the city all of the torch bearers as well. So again, it's just that you can be completely independent, you can be a citizen reporter, you can be a volunteer, yet it's about working with the mainstream media and sort of statutory organisations like the City Council to turn around and go, volunteers can have added value to doing things like that because they've almost got the time and the ability to do it, and we're doing it because it's of interest and it's around the 7 Olympic and Paralympic values rather than sort of a news story that we've got to...
It's almost like you become a producer rather than a consumer of a torch really, because instead of it being on television and just seeing it as a spectacle, as this thing that appears to be run across the country when it's not, you're actually being part of the production process, so you're actually creating your own history around it.
You can be valued for what you see, do, hear, smell, think, feel, conversations you've had and all that kind of stuff, as opposed to you either saw it or you didn't.
And you got your free can of Coke.
Yeah, and if you were lucky to have, a fuzzy microphone thing shoved in your face by someone, you may well make the cut for the person that said the most interesting thing. And I think at the end of the day, it's about valuing the impact it has on every single person that sees it, just like the real value in the Olympics is, and the Paralympics is about what each member of the public gets out of it beyond being a consumer by buying a ticket or paying £200 to buy their torch. Really, it's about they're the sort of things that we should be talking about, and what community media and citizens journalism is ideal for doing.
Great, thanks, John.
No worries.
Cheers.